All right. Time to take out the big guns. Welcome back, my most ethical light and love crew. My most divine panel. Who else? Bastet, I think, is newly inducted. And Angels Love and Light to do your thing. All right. So I was just out running errands, grocery stuff, you know, just some random stuff. Nothing major. And I noticed, especially on the grocery side, that I started feeling certain symptoms. I started noticing that people were coming noticeably close to me when they do not need to. This was also on another note, but there was more caution the last place I went to. But this getting groceries, even males are I don't know why they're like they become like super dumbasses when when they try to take from my energy or dump stuff onto me. And I know that when I say super dumbasses, I'm referring to like they're always under the command of the woman that they're with or the girl that they're with. Like they receive specific instruction on what to do, like they're following orders, commands of the whoever girl that they're with. However, it's something weird about like this weird power play, especially with the last couple that I saw. And the reason why I can talk shit on it, on them, was because there was an intrusion upon my energy. And so I could totally tell that this is like 6'7", maybe close to 7 foot tall guy. And he was lingering a bit around me. He sort of hesitated. He just walked in and he hesitated, and I grabbed some like onions or whatever. And then he came closer than necessary to me. And after he passed by, I felt like a heart wrench. And I know that he wasn't dealing with, like, by his demeanor, he wasn't dealing with anything that was like a heartbreak or masked heartbreak. That was something that was quite intentional. Um, it was very specific. And then his girl comes along, and I guess he's a white guy, and then she's an Asian girl, but she's more of like, she looked more like leaning towards like T- um Tia Carrera, I think that's her name, in like Wayne's World, you know, that Asian girl. Not as exotic, but like, you know, Asian tan athletic kind, and with long hair. And I realized like it's so weak because even though she's giving him the orders and he's following them, he's like following like a dumbass, you know, on what is supposed to happen for the moment. It reminded me of like one of the jobs I had. um and uh and then but then she was weak in the fact that like, how do I say it, she doesn't realize that he's only with her, or maybe she doesn't even realize like the level to which she is being used. She's only a novelty to him, you know what I mean? Like I don't know whether or not they have kids together or a family or whatever, a life together. I just know, regardless of anything that's supposed to bind them together, she's just a novelty to him. You know, it's a dime a dozen. Like, she's just like a commodity that is kind of like typecasted for him to get his shits and giggles, basically, for a certain allotment of time before she withers or before he says, like, no thanks. You know? And so I just don't appreciate people coming into my energy and fucking around in there. So here I am, doing this reading, some feedback for when I go out in public. And on the left side, I have the Independent card, Nine of Pentacles. You're good. You're good. You're good to go out. As far as the receptivity side, just know that you are in your own body. You You are good when you go out. You shouldn't feel inhibited just because you are who you are, Tina. As is or growing. There should be nothing that should intimidate you from going out. Okay? You stand alone and you stand correct. On the right side, on the doing side, it's 3 of wands. And normally this means like your ships are coming in, but it's like the plans are coming through, etc. So there's some kind of like little weird thing about the switcheroo on here, because normally how it would be read, if they were on, this would be on the doing side and this would be on the recipient side, is that expect people to be coming up into your space. And that's how I originally read it, within seconds of like catching eye on what this was while speaking. But the this side is the right side, so as far as the doing side, some feedback. I think this is purposefully on the right side, more for empowerment. That this is more of the flex of follow through. When you set out to do something, even if it's like a domestic errand, make sure you follow through with no distraction. And that's the main thing. Do not let distractions get in your way. Know that you'll be coming across different kinds of energy, and it's good practice for you. As I was mentored and told, that it's good for you to get out. It's good for you to learn what's out there, how to manage yourself and navigate, and it just makes you stronger. That's what that is. So this is good. This is good. All right. Because as soon as I was telling them in my head, like, you are not welcome into my energy, and the minute you, the very second that you pull that shit again, I will destroy you. That's what I said. He backs off. They scurried around the corner. It's like freaking 7-foot tall dude and this chick that revels in a certain practice, and supposedly she thinks she's hot stuff so she can, you know, get away with certain things. And that ain't the truth. That is not the truth. Perhaps for a certain fraction of time. But again, I don't respect those type of people. I know the energetics and the ugliness behind them, so I don't mind burning those bridges. I really don't mind. Because that tells me they would disrespect whether or not I would be with my children. And so, you know. All right. So, my divine panel. With regards to that story, do you have any feedback first off? Okay, what's standing up on the speaker? I'm going to try to get it with my feet. Oh! 8 of Cups. So, sometimes it's I already do this. I leave a certain area when I see that we're being followed, or if like I noticed this at another place that I was at, that there was a predator that was following me around. And normally I don't get this, but it was so freaking weird. Like, I don't normally think of people differently if they come from a different country. but this happened to be someone who is like, I don't know, like, I want to say Jamaican or Nigerian or something like very, you know, like, there's stereotypes. There's typecasts of extras in like city movies where he's like wheeling and dealing, and they have like an old cell phone, and in like a button down like touristy type of shirt, and like sweating and like buttoned down, and you know it's kind of like that. And just like, he was not a local, I know that for a fact. And normally I'm telling you, I'm not like that, you know. I don't what do you call it, typecast people based on the way they look, but exact matching gestures. I was being followed. And so when I was expressing interest in a certain area, I was like, oh, I realized, okay, so I'm going to make a U-turn, see if he follows me. And then I was like turning backward. Like, so I was just testing the premises to see if he was following and how he was following. And so I lost interest in, I guess, browsing. And I did a pretty good job at noticing, and he noticed that I noticed at a certain point, so he backed off. And like, once you're targeted once you're in like La La Land, and so that was good practice in self-awareness. Yeah. And you can't linger around too long, because you know what? They'll probably wait for you in the parking lot. And so that's what this card is. That's what I noticed. It's okay to test the arena by leaving it. Like, some energies will not back off. Absolutely not. They are desperate for whatever it is that they feel they've got to gain. Absolutely desperate energy. It's always the feeling that they've got something to prove to someone else. Like, they're tough shit. Like, they brought home the winnings. Like, it's very like machismo, but there are females that like are equally guilty of, you know, that kind of energy. So there are times where I have to back out of that energy, because they'll just sit on you. They'll just they do not give a shit. These people come from like extreme crime and poverty. That's what it is. And I don't mean that as a joke. I mean that like they really feel like they have nothing to lose. Yeah, it's like they don't give it a second thought. It's like no conscience. So some of that you can counteract by saying something, but you know, like, you'll see, Tina. You'll see, Tina, what energies you can back away from, and oh shiz, that's a lot. So there's a lot to say about that, but give me a second. I'm not reading all the cards that fell down there. No thanks. Any more things you would like to elaborate on the, oh, like this, a hermit card. That was, I didn't realize that was up. So again, they're pointing to the cave. As you're learning, it's okay to retreat. It's okay to like step away from the arena, to hone in on certain details. Like, what did you catch in those episodes? Like, what is it? Like, because some people will, the longer that you're around them, the longer that they'll try to latch onto you. And that's what I noticed from aforementioned job or jobs. You'll notice when you detach, when you take yourself away from those energetics, that there's more of a hunger within them, so they'll try harder, or the desperation is that much more potent. But it gives you a pause for thought on how to handle certain things, how to protect yourself. And there's no shame in that as far as retreating. Yeah, definitely. Anything else that you want to say, my divine panel, about this evening while I was out? Knight of Wands inverted, 10 of Swords extroverted, and 10 of Swords inverted. Just know, just be confident that all of your wealth, all the things that, elements that bring you wealth are still very much secured and protected when you, like tonight, that was for sure. I know. This is 10 and a 10 back to back. It is shish kebab energy, Yeah, that's secured. Those are mine. I'm holding that. This is so this is confidence, like in self. These are my coins, and this is like in between killer energy, like porcupine status. So rest assured that whoever came near you, felt that. So yet again, good practice. I didn't expect that kind of feedback, but that's true to form. So any other feedback with for me when I go out? Bast. What do you want to say? In fact, I'm just gonna pull. King of Pentacles in reverse. The High Priestess. And 10 of Wands in reverse. Bast is telling me that I've already elevated my player status. Like, I play by the rules. I play the game with the flexibility as exercised by others, though there's a realm of ethics. So I still play by the rules, though I tilt them also to accommodate my needs when navigating through the bullshit energy, in order to make sure that I get what's mine, that I get the reciprocation that I truly deserve. So King of Wands, that's underground networks too. So just know that you know how to handle all the magic that's thrown at you, so that they're not burdens. Like, you already know how to handle this, Tina. And that's true. That's true. There are so many people out today that were adamant about walking behind me. And I didn't want to have to be like paranoid, like, you know, like turning around constantly. So I just put a pocket of thoughts and energy and intention to say that I don't need to watch my back 24/7, but you better watch yours based on how you're walking past me. You know what I mean? So it's, again, tilted energy. Yeah, sometimes you gotta test yourself too. You know, you gotta like, you will know when it's your time to kind of test your feet in the water, and you know, and see how that goes. Like, if you always believe that you're going to be attacked from behind, well, then that's gonna be your fucking weak spot, right? But when you believe that you are stronger and more agile and developed than what people tell you are, or the last time something occurred that was incorrect to your energy. Hold on a second. Someone tried attacking my heart chakra. Shame on them. That is a very, very, very bad thing. They will know. They will know exactly what's going to happen when it happens and why. So, there's that. Any other feedback that my divine team would like to, my divine panel? Any other feedback for when I go out in public? See, amazing how quickly that it's gone. The Sun energy and Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. It's shining. It's blinding. It's so good. This is absolute happiness. And, you know, as a lover of all sentience, it's appreciation that everything has its place, including certain lessons that need to be learned. So, it's a preservation of life of the greatest good. And so, as a mother of all sentience, you have all the cookies. You have all of the cookies that Cookie Monster would want, including the tough ones. And so you have to discern who gets the tough ones, who gets the stale ones, who gets the fresh ones. And so there's a lot of happiness in what I do. And you know, when these things happen in public, it's hard for me to take them personal, even when they're very much targeted energy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not like, in none of those instances did I feel, or I can recall feeling, especially tonight, that like, oh, that's Tina over there, go ahead and get her, you know, like, I don't like the way she did her hair today, or whatever. I don't feel like they're personal. I just feel like every single time that I'm in public, though, it really feels like these people are desperate to prove to like a secret organization. And I know that these exist because I was approached by somebody early on my journey, and he was very secretive, but like he kept talking about like these agendas and meetings, like rendezvous, and these like big like secret things, and he kept invading my space in a way that was oh my gosh, quite sexual. I feel it on my hands, like strong pulsating right here. Yeah. And and it feels like these people are like part of those organizations that they feel like they've got something to prove to in crossing my path, like, and they always lose. They're always quieted, because that's not something that you would want to brag about with your colleagues and or superiors, like with how they came out, you know what I mean? It would just be a major embarrassment. But the fact that is that some of them already pre-planned in like conversing paths with me, so they already set themselves up for failure. And so it's kind of like a big pill to swallow when they have to report back and basically say that they ultimately failed. So yeah. So this is saying that, you know, there's an undeniable auric field or energetic field that covers me, and so some people are quite alarmed by it. It's kind of like what they picture when they see me is I'm walking around, regardless of how I'm dressed or how I, you know, package myself. It's like I'm this like, I don't know, ancient gold treasure chest, you know, ancient like branded money from like faraway times, and you know, distant lands and ancient times, and but off to sea. So it's like it's not just gold, but like culture wrapped into it that barely anybody knows about from way, way, way back in the days. So, and it's like not just like 14 karat gold or 18 karat gold, but that you see like 24 karat gold pieces, platinum, and like, you know, all of these other supposed riches, or like I don't know, diamond engravings, you know, like what technology could bring that, you know what I mean? And so they see that, you know, as I'm walking in, the auric field's glowing. And above it, they presume that this thought bubble is supposed to, like, it's murky, and they can't make out what sign it is. Like they're what is it? They're nearsighted, so they can't really see what it says in that bubble. But they presume, like, oh, it's gotta say free. I'm just gonna take that as free, and so they come after me. So that's what that energy is. And I don't expect everybody to know what the frick I'm talking about, you know? I don't expect people to be like, to know what that's all about. But I would suspect that if one is highly visible, like celebrity status, has gained a sense of not just popularity, but fame, they would know exactly what that energy is like. Like, everybody just wants a piece of you. And that's what it's like in the spiritual realm. So it's just gross to see that. And to me, it's kind of sad to see that on a domestic level, especially what I saw today. I was like, wow, both of you are weaker than you realize with how you're being, like, even to each other. It's like they're bound to separate. Like, that thing, whatever they've got going, is definitely temporary. Like, I just had, when I read them, I pictured him getting off on fucking her just because she's like this like typecasted figure of like a fetish, and it's just like what you would picture in a porn, like, just, how do I say it, like, someone thinking that something is sensual, something is pleasurable, something should give them pleasure, so they mimic it, because they think that's what, like, they're programming themselves basically to that enjoyment, when it's not the truth of what they like. You know what I mean? They're reaching into what people are telling them they should like. So it's weird. It's like this scripted, like, you don't know who you are, but you're pretending as though you know who you are, and you're getting off on something when you don't even really know who you are. Like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like, you're just props doing things, and then trying to convince yourself that that's something to get off to, that this is a thing that I should be attracted to. And I don't know, it was just sad, I would suppose. Not like tears sad, like falling, sad. It's more like, that's a disappointment, Well, they'll come to the realization at some point. So the reason why I'm allowed to say these things is because they got all up in my energy. You know what I mean? I have no real mercy for the truth when they try to dig into mine. 66. The Master Lover, Master Artisan. 6 of Swords accentuated. 6 of Cups accentuated. You know what this is saying? All is fair in love and war. I usually don't get that. 6 of Swords is just trying to find the calm, right? I'm just trying to do my thing. Trying to move about my life peacefully. Hopefully everyone is compatible with me just minding my own business, But if not, then I'm just saying that's what I strive for. That's what my intent is. So if anyone so chooses to, start beef or make a challenge out of nothing, I gotta, what is it? King of Wands, prove a point. With the High Priestess, yeah, definitely. All right. So, feedback. Any other feedback? What time is it? 34 or 48? Any other feedback for when I go out in public? This popped up it opened to the Nine of Swords, so this is going to be a major emphasis here. 5, it's split up like that, okay. 5 of Wands in reverse, 7 of Cups, okay. With this alone, they are saying that there's no need to fight or argue, that there are many options in which way to resolve. My divine panel. So, perhaps there is something to learn for both of us. I don't know if, I don't think I'm making ill moves here. But Page of Cups in reverse, 3 of Swords, and 7 of Pentacles. So in moving about, number 1, I'm going to have to care for myself and for my kid. Those that I'm accounting for, and it's like direct immediacy, that comes first. So I'm feeling it again. 3 of Swords. So whenever someone imposes heartbreak into you, whenever someone tries to attack your heart chakra, there's an element of being patient, because I don't have to, what they're telling me, this is really weird, because I will flip a bitch and I will say something. If someone's constantly following around, getting into my energy, I will I will be that Karen. I am not afraid of making a scene. It's not like I'm going to be firm and talk to someone and say, would you please kindly give me 3 feet distance? Would you please give me some room? I will turn it up louder a few notches, and I will yell at someone. It was just like 0 to psh. It's kind of like an immediate like hand slap, but it's so raw and unexpected. It's almost like a backhand. And so what they're telling me though is that I don't need to fight those battles. There are still very many options, and this is protecting those that you love, okay? I can definitely do that. But there's something here about, you know, if they should attempt any of this like bullshit, they're telling me just to wait. So just to wait, because I'm so close-knit to various groups, like energetically. People know when I'm happy. People know when I experience severe sadness or pain. There's definitely some kind of intertwined, like this is higher level energy. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's weird. Like earlier today, with the reading that I deleted, it was mentioning something about revisiting memos of things that happened in the recent past, before I make a firm decision. Like, it's just revisiting, because I'm so, it's easy for me to excuse something, to say like in one lump sum, I'm done with that, I'm ready to move on. It's like, I've had enough of that, okay? And so it's, I can't blanket statement forgive people, like give people leniency when they don't deserve it. You know what I mean? There are a few select that absolutely do not deserve it from me. And I know that when we teach forgiveness, that it frees you up. That's not one extra thing that you have to, it's freeing. And I understand that. But I'll free up once they get their karma. I want to hear what my divine panel, Archangel Michael, you want to hear what she's got to say about that. That's funny. The Two of Swords in reverse. So I'm free. I'm unblocked. Regardless, I'm free. That's what this is. It's a fact. You're free. So this doesn't mean that I should be forgiving, or that, like, regardless, I am free. So I can make the choice of when I choose to forgive. You know what I mean? Like, I know how much power I hold. So I can stipulate as far as the timing to when those terms apply. I have that power, because I'm not going to soften whatever karma is due to them. That's not the point of forgiveness. And that's a clear emphasis that Spirit, my divine panel, and especially Archangel Michael knows, because knowing that he's the, like, the ultimate doorman, you know what I mean? Like the gatekeeper, that he knows the weasels that are trying to come through. You know what I mean? Like, that's for sure. Four of Cups. Yeah, but ultimately, forgiveness is the key. That's what that's what Archangel Michael is saying. Like, you can choose the timing of when you would like to forgive. But it's important to take that cup, because it reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. You drink the potion and it upsizes you or shrinks you down. But you have to make that decision for change, for your own advantage, Tina, on passage. And so that makes perfect sense. Yeah, so they said just wait for it, because something very, like, I want to know a little bit more about them. Am I allowed to find out? Can I get a clarifier for that? Like, I don't understand. Queen of Swords, because you've already spoken the truth. Like, I can report back. I can, oh shiz, give me a second. Okay. Yeah, it still fell down the same. Huh. Queen of Swords. All you have to do is speak the truth. Like, you just report back after, protecting your own. Because there are others that are delegated certain, like, they want me to keep my, I don't know what this is. It's like ascended master training or something. Like, I'm supposed to keep my hands clean. I don't, that's so weird. I don't understand. They're saying that there are many options in which things can be handled, which means that someone else will be handling certain things that are to transpire in karma. Like, there's, Like there are people, there's energetics that are delegated to execute things to rectify whatever happened. That's crazy. Knight of Pentacles. Talk. Oh my God, for sure. This is somebody that's delegated to carry something out. That's very well trusted. That you have to be patient for sure for that to be delivered. Holy smokes. People get what's coming to them for sure. And that is like the best. That's the best way to do it. People who are experts on delivery and on time, like, man, it's one thing when you're going to expect like the reaction of a backhand, like instantaneous, but it's another to not like to be constantly on edge, to know, to find out who I am, to know what I can do, who I'm affiliated with, and to sit on that waiting for what's due to come to you after doing me wrong, doing me harm, doing my kids harm. Holy smokes. It is best that I move on. So that's good. Added some clarity. Bottom of the deck is 8 of Wands, communication. You got the picture. 6 of Wands in reverse, and the Emperor, for sure. For sure, it's handled. Consider it done, Tina. Consider the ish handled. Okay. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Top of the deck, no secret to the saucies. King of Swords. Look at that. I'm covered. I'm covered. You know, like the next best thing to the Emperor, other than the Empress, is on the battlefield. King of Swords. Yeah, definitely. That's Archangel Michael energy, for sure. Thank you, Archangel Michael. I want to see what's in him. 9 of Cups, ensuring happiness. Tina, go on your merry way. Skip to Maloo, my darling, is what he's saying. All right, so to my divine team, my most ethical light and love crew that's doing the very best that you can every single moment. What is your takeaway? 2 of Cups, bonded, good relationships, partnerships, yeah, those that normally wouldn't, like, would turn a blind eye or, like, you know, a deaf ear to, there's some kind of, like, there's new partnerships. You see the faces on them? Yeah, like not everybody has the same temperament, you know, even when you're on the same team. So this is the development of partnerships. Like you each hold your own. So it's being able to listen to each other, and while you're listening to the other side, there's a certain realm of temperance being conducted. Because you know, when they're both filled, there's no competition to who holds more, who's better. You know, you each hold your own. Like when you're bringing in a full cup, and that's what that is. So again, law of attraction energy here. All right. So what is our takeaway then? I want to know. 7 of Swords. What is that? I don't feel like I'm bullshitting. You know, our takeaway, and when we go out in public, you know, what's the feedback? It's being able to like hit the bullshit buzzer, bullshit button, knowing how to identify and discern. But it's also like making a steal for home base, knowing what truly matters, what actually wins the game. Yeah. Let's get a clarifier on that. See if I missed, if there's anything that needs to be elaborated. Eight of Swords. Steal and then stuck. Oh. That's 15 swords, so that's a double energy. Steal. So, there's a certain realm of partnership in like this telepathic energy, where like we're telling each other how to move in a certain, like, it's weird, because that's a steal for home base, and once you get to home base, it's Eight of Swords, so like stay there, you know. It's there's something about that partnership in it, like it's a winner but also a killer, like it's I'm gonna get one. That's just crazy. Why is there many swords? Well, if that being our takeaway. Page of Wands in reverse. That's our takeaway. I think there's some gate crashers in this reading, but I'm supposed to take the highest power in this, okay? So this is striking up something new. Oh, it's trailblazing. That's what it is, because it's making a steal for home base, and once you're there, it's like that's kind of timeless. That's stuck in that energy. Like that's like the ultimate roar in the stadium. Like that it echoes in the field, and that's with the striking up a match, you know, being the page in reverse, that's like trailblazing, like slid in for it. And so it's what I'm picturing here is the picture that they're giving me is when in Back to the Future, when they go back in time, that car leaves a trail of like fire, basically. That's what that is, and it stays there for quite some time. So that's our takeaway when the feedback when we go out in public. So those downloads, even when it seems like just to be a fleeting thought, like, oh, I don't know why I thought of that, or like, I don't know, like why I felt the notion to, I don't know, turn right instead of on this right instead of the right that Google Maps is telling me to go to up ahead, and you follow it and it's correct. Like there's something there. Yeah, that's almost like instantaneous, like spur of the moment, that lands you home safely. That's what that energy is. Yeah. All right. Okay, so what is just my takeaway? What is my takeaway? Just mine. We'll pull 3 again. King of Cups. Psychic. It is Jesus Christ energy. Spirit and cash. It's definitely psychic energy. Oh, my takeaway is also having that on my league. 2 of Wands in reverse. still some learnings, and I think that's why I have kind of a little bit of a chaperone here. That's funny. A psychic chaperone. Is he bored or tired of people stepping on my toes? I can't quite tell. I'm curious. What is... Let's get it. I want to elaborate on why is he looking like that. I want to know if he's my chaperone. I want to know, like, Wheel of Fortune, because he's not just a chaperone. He's the chauffeur. Oh. He's wow, that's weird. So, I shouldn't take it personal if he looks like that. It's like that he's bored of, you know, how I'm handling things, or disappointed or upset. Like, I can't automatically assume those things. But it was just a quick check-in. I think it's just the way he's staring off, though. I don't think it's like mindless driving, you know. I don't think it's like a lot of responsibility, so he's like, I hate my job kind of thing. It's more like he's staring down other people. That's crazy. I feel like that. I really feel like that. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It is no joke, though. This person holds a lot of responsibility. Holding my golden ticket, too. Or watching over it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something... that's a lot of responsibility. That could also be Archangel Raphael, because, you know, it's a healer energy with being the cups, responsible for the cups energy. And having this much responsibility, for sure. Yeah, it's Archangel Raphael, because look, there's an angel right there. And then to have it so closely in link with the Wheel of Fortune, holy smokes. I really feel like that. Okay. Thank you. All right, so my third takeaway. Ten of Cups, holy smokes. Yeah, I feel like this is really like Ascended Master training. Because to move from the notion of Archangel Raphael being my super psychic chaperone slash chauffeur, and holding the golden ticket and mentioning that, and then moving like to this, like from the Destiny card, and then hitting another X. That's my third takeaway. The Ten of Cups, that's the super healer. And noticing that they want me to keep my hands clean, and like that's... So again, feedback for when I go out in public. So as I was taught, okay, I'm going to preface it that way, with Jesus during his walking days, his active days, as a healer, going out in public, there would be people like just wanting to, you know, get a piece of him so that they could be healed. And it was quite rude in grabbing at people, you know. It's the point of like fandom where people like are pulling your hair and tearing your clothes, and you know, it's basically like Cinderella energy, where the stepsisters pull off like certain pieces off of you, and it's like, what gives you the right to, you know, not just take from me, but what is it? What defile my energy, or deface whatever it is that is on me. Like, how in the right mind do you think, like, to just like take from me just so that you can be healed, just so that you could be better off? Like, it's not just being rude, it's and very much intrusive. That's disrespect. And so when they're saying that when I go out in public, the feedback is that those things will be handled. So I think the biggest benefit in going out and being at your best, like, that's the whole point of it. Live like every second of your life to your fullest, even while doing the most mundane things. So if you're going out, Tina, let's just think about this just like in its raw data form, and you're at your happiest way of being. That means that, like, even if you're shopping and browsing for items, you're still very much in your own body. You're still very much aware of your environment and the context between the two. You're fully present. You're not, because if there was, let's say, a couple cups taken away from that, and you're going out and trying to find yourself, like, just it's better off than just staying in one place, and so you're off, you're browsing, you're doing like what, retail therapy, let's say. You're not happy in like this vegetated form where you're just focused on the externals of what would bring you happiness. Like, you're not just focused on, like, narrow in your perspective. So if you're fully in your being with the 10 of Cups, and it doesn't mean like happy as can be, it's just feeling full, like whole, in yourself, then you would be more agile to noticing, certain things that need to be handled, and quicker to respond to these things. So that's the final takeaway there. As a healer, that is the prime takeaway. Yeah. So that's good. I like that. That was nice. That was like a happy ending. Fairy tale ending. Anyway, thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love only that reciprocate equally. Blessings be to you. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my energy, essence, gifts, and power to pass from those who generate, cast, bring, bear, call upon, or any variation thereof, ill will, intent, and or entities, to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings and blessings and reformatting to light and love energy, and then through Archangel Michael's blue flame for the same, and then to be refortified in me and only me, hassle-free, no doubt, with no attachments, with the exception of all bonus points included. Thanks so much. So upon closing the portals in this reading, I sent all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine, with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of roll out in light and love. I close the portals in this reading